Hi, Christina Lynn here. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I have dinner with my ex. I can laugh about it now and snicker about it. I think, 5, 6 years ago I would have cried at after saying that, but not anymore. Things have gotten a lot easier, and there is a reason why I go out with my ex. It's not because it's romantic or, I miss him, anything like that. It's for my kids. And so, what I want to suggest to you, or just, let you know how I'm doing it, and it's bearing fruit. It's worth the sacrifice that it takes to pull it off. It's having at least a facade of unity with your ex-spouse, for your children's sake. So what I saw that I wanted to avoid was that once the divorce happened, it was like the two parents were sort of at odds with each other and kind of enemies, and like the kids would basically feel like they either would have to pick sides, or it caused an identity issue because when they were at the mom's house, then they had to be against dad, and when they were at dad's house, they had to be against mom. And I just never wanted that. Like their dad and I, were not on the same page on most things, but I feel like, at least for my part, and I think he's kind of come around to this too, that it's in the best interest of our kids to have a united front, so that I'm always encouraging my kids to that their dad loves them and is there for them. And I think that their dad is doing that, hopefully doing that for me too. But what I have been just very like proactive about is showing that unity front to my kids. And believe me, I really had to take a fake it till you make it stance with this, because when the first time we went to dinner together, it was horrible. I wanted to cry. I was nervous because we've had a shaky past, and he was quite testy at first, and the financial part wasn't settled and the custody wasn't settled. So I felt like every time we saw each other, it was he looked at it as an opportunity to like figure things out with me, and I looked at it as like him trying to corner me and pressure me. So I mean, we just were coming at it from two different sides. So it was really tough at first, but I toughed it out and put on that smiling face for the sake of my kids. We got through the storm and the dust has settled, and now we still do that. We still go out to eat, not just to him and I, but we do it as a family. That's the point here. We do it as a family. Um, and it's been really helpful for my kids because it sends a message to them that their parents are in this together for them. They came from a place of love. They are loved. They were wanted. There was a purpose for their life. I don't know if that stuff sounds kind of like fluffy and out there, but I just really feel convicted to the, that is a message that our kids need to hear, because divorce, that's not like the plan that I feel like God designed like children to grow up with. And so we need to do our extra part, as divorced parents, to make sure that our kids know that they come from a place of love and they weren't a mistake. So even if that feel doesn't feel like the truth for you now, I suggest like faking that until it maybe becomes more of a reality like it has for me now. Because it's really not about you, it's about the kids. So, and I say that with love because I know that what you're going through is also very, very difficult, but we want to give our kids our best, and our best may mean faking it for a while. So, a couple of different ways that I do this. Obviously, we have dinner together. I try to have dinner together like to celebrate Christmas. We have like family Christmas together. This year it was at a Mexican restaurant. And we've had it at fancy restaurants. We've had it at Applebee's. It's nothing, crazy or takes a lot of planning, but it's just the act of like sitting down together, breaking bread, smiling at each other, having like our guards down. Even if your guard is secretly up, that's okay. Just do that so your kids can see. that you can civilly sit down together as a family. Oh, and one more thing. We also like go to McDonald's together, or like the local ice cream shop, after the kids have something to celebrate. So like, for example, this week we had the science fair for the kids that's at their elementary school, and I invited their dad and he could come to a little bit of it, and then we all went out to McDonald's afterwards to have ice cream. And it's that's just such a little thing that like I would have really preferred it just to be me and the kids. But again, this is not just about me, it's about the kids and what is best for them. And what was best for them was to have their dad invited and come along. And when the times that I invite him and he can't be there, be careful so that I'm not, and I'm saying this as much to myself as I am to you because I need to be reminded of it as well, but not to throw him under the bus when he can't come. Like, oh, well, he's out with his girlfriend, or something like that. Like, don't keep those comments within. Close them up. You can vent them to your girlfriends when the kids aren't around, but don't say those comments in front of the kids. If dinner doesn't work, or ice cream, another technique that I use is with pictures. So I try to take a picture of us when we're all together. That doesn't always work, but I do it when I can or when I'm feeling up to it. It can be like a selfie. You could have the waitress take it. I've done a little bit of everything. Sometimes, like, I'll just take pictures of him and the kids, and I don't even know if my kids will ever notice, like, oh, I wonder who it is that is taking that photo that ended up in my scrapbook. But like, they don't ever need to know. But for me, it's like a gift that I can give to my kids that says to them, like, I care about you so much that, like, I take photos of you with your dad, or if you're a guy, with your mom, because, like, I love you and, like, you are loved. So, and then with these pictures, I put them in a scrapbook. Um, to be honest, I don't love scrapbooking. That's not like my forte, but I do it because, especially as a blended family, I feel like I that is one area that I can contribute to show my kids that, again, that they come from a place of love. They were wanted. They weren't a mistake. Their life, they are just loved by both their mom and the dad. They came from a place of love. I create these scrapbooks so that they can see that. And I'm not saying that, like, kids with a traditional family don't need that. I grew up in a traditional family and I loved scrapbooks, but I feel even more called to do it, for my kids, because they really need that message, albeit indirectly through a scrapbook, um, because do you get what I'm saying? It's the hard thing to explain, but my point is that, through this scrapbooking process, I include the pictures of us together, at restaurants. I include the pictures of me and the kids and our stuff that we do. I include pictures of when I take photos of them with their dad, like on the first day of school or at the science fair, and it doesn't have me in it. Like, these scrapbooks are not about me. So like, I would never have picked a picture of their dad to be in a scrapbook for my benefit, but this is something that the kids look through on their own and they share it with their friends. And as they get older, they look back to, like, remember who they were. And I want them to see those photos and know that their mom gave that to them. Because to me, I think it will give them that confidence that they need, that they come from a place of love. And the last thing that I'll leave you off with, all this gushy talk, is I make 2 sets of scrapbooks. Yes, it's kind of expensive, but to me, again, it's worth the effort, and the little extra expense that it causes to print out 2 scrapbooks instead of one. Oh, and I don't do like traditional scrapbooking where, like, I print out the photos, mat it on special paper, and add stickers. I don't do that. I just do, like, I go to Costco and I do kind of a inexpensive book, that you just download the photos and it just comes out as a book. I print 2 copies of that just to get it done, get it out there, and then I give it to their dad. And so that, again, it's a message to their dad that, like, hey, we're in this together. This is a co-parenting effort. I want my kids to know that it's safe for them to look at pictures of their dad at their mom's house, and I want them to know that it's safe for them to look at pictures of their mom at their dad's house. But I don't know if I got that mixed up, but you know what I mean. Like it's like a free ticket for them. It's a pass for them to be able to talk about their mom or talk about their dad at either household that they're at. So there you have it. I don't know if my way is right, but I know that I really care about my kids, and I know that you care about your kids. And for me, this is working. So if you want to give it a try, go for it. And this is not easy stuff, but again, I just applaud you for the effort, because what you're doing is you're breathing life into those kids and love, and that's what they need. And you will never regret that effort spent and the sacrifice that you made, kind of, sacrificing your pride, your ego, your hurt to put this into your kids. So there you have it. Keep your chin up, because you are an overcomer.